All right. So hi. Let me just tuck mine in. So I just spoke to another adoptee, but while I'm on, I wanted to come back on and share this thing that really does it's something that's been sitting with me for a while. And I may have shared this before, but uh I enjoy a good crime documentary. It's just what I enjoy. It's probably about 95% of the TV that I watch. And in doing so, I watch a lot of murder investigations and how a lot of crimes are solved and all of this stuff, right? And it just made me think about a case in particular. And I'm going to take you back, whether you know about this story or a story very similar. I just want to say to those of you who know about these situations, we have to make room to actually be truthful. We have to. So, anyway, back December 13th, 2018, a young 24-year-old Terrance Brown was fatally shot in Uniondale, Long Island, New York. Terrance was sitting inside of a vehicle with a friend of his. They were both shot. Terrance was the only one who succumbed to his injuries. Terrance came from a very loving family. He was the only biological child between his parents. He was sitting inside of a vehicle. He didn't pose a threat to anyone. He did not harm anyone. There's no reason that he would have been gunned down. And I'm talking about this because it's 2025 and this case remains unsolved. But somebody knows something. Somebody knows who pulled the trigger. So, as a mother, I sit in the moment of trying to understand how I would feel if my child is gunned down, my child is no longer with us, and no one has been charged, therefore there's no conviction. I just suffered a loss. And that's it. I just suffered a loss. I think what makes this story even more painful is that not only did this family suffer a loss, but Terrence's mother put her son to rest on her birthday. Uh, there's a lot that comes with that. 24 years old, sitting inside of a vehicle, fatally shot. No one says anything. No charge, no conviction. It makes me think about the case. Maybe you have heard it, maybe not, but the story of David Crowder, who out of Michigan was shot in his sleep. He was shot while sleeping, and he was killed. Not only was he shot and killed in his sleep, he was dismembered, and his body was dismembered into three parts. His head being placed in one area, his upper torso being placed in another area, and the bottom half of his body being placed in another. And it is presumed that this happened at the hands of his ex-girlfriend, who was temporarily in question, but she's fled and no one knows anything. No one knows anything. Somebody knows something. And so I'm left to wonder how or why it's okay to get away with murder. You took the life of somebody who was asleep. What threat was he posing? You took the life of someone who was just sitting inside of a vehicle. Somebody knows something. And those who know something, God forbid you lose a family member, a mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, spouse, child, whatever, and you know that somebody knows something, but there's no justice brought to your family. But you know what happened to this family, and you know who did it, and you don't speak up. Does that not make you? this is, of course, a rhetorical question. Does that not make you just as guilty? And of course, everyone is going to say, I ain't pull the trigger. I ain't. Okay, fine. But you think it's okay for this family not to have any justice brought to them because you were the one who didn't pull the trigger? Um, so I didn't want to make this long. I just said all of that to say, when you know that someone is responsible for the death of someone else, I implore you to say something. It's not fair. And if we really want to be honest, not only is it unfair to the families, it's also unfair to you and the communities you live in. And this is the problem that I have with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. And trust me, I get it. A lot of us are fine, perfect. You can support, but my problem with the Black Lives Matter movement is the fact that we are only marching and protesting and singing "We Shall Overcome" in the case of a police officer, an armed police officer, when he fires his or her weapon. And a lot of times it can be justified. Not every time. More times it's not justified or shouldn't be justified, but that's the reality that we live in. But when it comes to black on black crime, as we call it, we're okay with that. We're okay. We don't, you don't see the movement nowhere. You don't see the movement nowhere. So, and what it says is that Tyrone can gun down Don Quavius, and it's totally okay. It's no problem at all, because is that the black power that we claim we need, and that because you don't see the movement. Where is the movement in that case? And I realize this is just my opinion. I'm not asking you to agree, but I'm just simply saying that if we want better communities, better schools, better this, better that, and all of these things, and remain quiet on the very same things that is hurting us, I would feel some sort of guilt. I would. And so I hope to God I don't ever witness a murder and the murder goes unsolved, because I'm going to be on the phone with the anonymous tip line like, hello. And I think it's time that we speak up. So I said all of that to say, if you know anything about the murder of 24-year-old Terrance Brown from Uniondale, Long Island, New York, I implore you to call the anonymous tip line and say something. Bring some sort of justice to this family. Bring some sort of justice to Terrance. If you know the whereabouts of the woman who's responsible for okay. I'm coming, China. If you know the whereabouts of the woman who is responsible for David Carter's death, please say something. Because if we don't say anything, we agree that all lives matter. And until Black lives start to matter to Black people, we can stop marching. I get it. I know this is very controversial. I'm okay with it. What I'm not okay with is innocent people being gunned down, murdered, shot, killed, disappearing, and no one saying anything about it. So when they say, if you see something, say something. If you know something, say something. Do the right thing and stop letting these people get away with murder and taking the lives of our own people. They're getting away with it. So we don't want to be next. We don't want any of our loved ones to be next, and no one should be next. So, gosh, just say something. If you know someone is involved in the murder of someone else, and I get it. I know snitches get stitches. I know we still live by that. But innocent lives are being lost. and innocent lives are being taken, and we're remaining quiet about it. And it's, we're saying Black lives don't matter, or rather, all lives matter, right? So is it all lives matter? Is it blue lives matter? Is it really Black lives matter? Because it sounds like Black lives don't matter to Black people. So let's do something about that.